at the end of the lesson, I will ask for you guys' email so that I can send you the corrections. Because at the moment, our lesson is structured in a way that we won't have time to include yesterday's work. Ne? But thank you so much, guys, for those who did my home activity. So for today's lesson, we'll be doing vertically opposite angles. Ne? So our objectives of the day, our objectives of our lesson will be know and understand intersecting lines, in brackets, vertically opposite angles. Objective number 2, calculate the size of the unknown angles. Objective number 3, solve geometric problems. Ne? Okay, thank you so much. So let's start here, guys. What are our intersecting lines? Our vertically opposite angles. Ne? Okay, 4 angles are formed when 2 lines or line segments intersect. What do they mean when they say intersect? They means that they cross each other. Ne? So for example, let's do this. So 2 lines, vertical 2 lines will form 4 angles. So our first vertical line will be this one. We'll name this from A, B, ne? And our second one, vertical, will be from here to here. We'll name this C and D. Here it's intersecting, ne? Intersecting, break even point, ne? So how many angles do these lines form? They form 4 angles. This will be our first one, second one, third one, and fourth one. Let's name them 2, 3, and 4. So these are our vertically opposite angles. And this side is vertically opposite to this side. So angle DB is vertically opposite to AC. Ne? Okay, and angle AD, which is angle 3, is vertically opposite to this one, which is CB, angle 1, right? Okay, so let's go back to our definition. So definition number 2 says opposite angles are congruent. When they say opposite angles are congruent, they means opposite angles are the same. They are equal. If opposite angle, the first angle is, for example, this is our vertically opposite angles. Ne? Let's say this one is 30 degrees. So it means this side, because it's vertically opposite to this side basically means it's also 30 degrees. And let's say this side is 40 degrees. So basically this side is our 40 degrees again. Ne? Okay. So opposite angles are congruent, they are equal. Opposite angles have the same degree. So if the first opposite angle is 10 degrees, the other one definitely must be 10 degrees. Ne? The measurements of the angles will equal to 360 when added all together. Ne? Okay, so let's take a look at this. This is our vertically opposite angles. Ne? And they must sum to 360 degrees. Why? Why must they sum to 360 degrees? Because here we have our full cycle. Can you see that? Here we have our full cycle, there in the middle. They form a full cycle. So that the degree, when you add all of them, they must give you 360 degrees. Let's say here we have 50 degrees. This side, it's obviously 50 degrees. And this side will be this side will be 130 degrees, and this side obviously it needs to be our 130 degrees. So when we add all of them, it will definitely give us 360, ne? But can you see this line here? This is our line segment, and if we can break this, ne, we'll have our half cycle this side and another half cycle this side. Can you see that? And one half cycle equals to 180 and another half cycle equals to 180, and two half cycles equals to full one cycle. Right? Yes. Yes, that's good. Okay, so when we add all of them, we'll have 130 degrees plus 130 degrees plus 50 degrees plus another 50 degrees, and it will give us a total of 360 degrees. Ne? Yes, you can calculate it just to verify. Ne? Okay, so our icebreaker game of the day. Our icebreaker game of the day. Okay, guys, can you please visit kahoot.it and then enter this pin, and then we'll play, guys. I'm just giving you let's say 3 minutes, because each question takes 20 seconds and there are 99 questions, not 90 questions. 9 questions, guys. Ne? Can you please go, not 2 minutes, I'll give you 3 minutes, because 20 seconds each for 9 questions. Ne? So please go to kahoot.pin, enter that pin, and then we'll say the score before we can move on with our lesson. Guys, can you please visit the link and tell me how it's going? Okay, let me also go to the game. I will share my screen just now so that you can look at the scores and questions as well. Okay, guys, I said 3 minutes, right? Okay, guys, Gavenda and Robert didn't finish. Gavenda and Robert didn't finish, guys. That's why they got 33%. They didn't finish. Guys, can you please finish up? Only 2 players now. Guys, can you please enter? We also have Zama. Zama, what's happening? Zama also didn't finish. Zama, can you please go and finish the game? We have 3 players. Gavenda, 55%. Yes. Robert, can you please finish? We only have 3 players, guys. Can you please enter the pin? Visit kahoot.it and then enter the pin so that you can participate in our game. 2 minutes before we can start our lesson. 77% Govenda, perfect. Well done. Robert, 44%. Well done, guys. Guys, can you please enter? Okay, Zama, there we go. He's just started answering the questions. Guys, tell me when you can access the pin. Oh, the pin, guys. Here's the pin. The pin is 05290 05290 That's our pin. Only 3 players, guys. 88%, good. 4 players now. Our pin is 05290 Here's the pin. 05290 5 players. Thank you so much, guys. Govenda, well done. Well done. Robert, well done. Those who are still finishing up, okay, we still have 5 who just joined us. Okay, guys, 2 minutes left. I think we don't have enough time now because most of you couldn't access the game. So the pin again, guys, it's 05290 Ne? Govenda is doing very well. Well done. Robert, well done. Zama, well done. Tai Z, well done. And we're just waiting for them to answer the questions. 1 minute left, guys, before we waste our time. We can't waste our time, guys. Robert, well done, guys. Well done. The numbers are going up. Okay, guys, a minute remaining before we can continue with our lesson. Thank you so much. Let's see who's still finishing up. 6 of them are still finishing up. Okay, 4 now. Didn't finish. They're still finishing up. Okay, we have 10 players in total. Govenda is still our number 1. Thank you so much. You guys are doing great. Okay, then. Okay, all right. So let's go to our questions before we can proceed. Ne? Okay, why can't I access the questions, full questions? Okay, guys, we have 10 players. Bob the Builder. Okay. Okay, guys, let's move on to our today's work. Ne? Thank you so much for participating in the game. You will still have time to participate in the game. You will still have more time because the game is closing after 2 days. So if you didn't have a chance to access the game now, you can still do that and I will still see your marks there. Ne? Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all the participants. I can't wait to do more with you guys. Ne? Okay. So let's calculate then. Ne? So when we calculate here, we have our class activity. Ne? So our class activity is exercise 2, number 1. Calculate the size of unknown angles in each figure. Give reasons for your answer. Ne? Okay. So ED is our line segment. So our line segment equals to 180 degrees. Ne? So here's our line segment D to E, right? That's our line segment from E to D. So this side basically means it's 180 degrees, and this side again, it's 180 degrees. We can see that, guys. Ne? And again, after adding your 180 degrees, it must give us 360 degrees. Ne? Okay, the lighting is okay. All right. So for now, let's calculate our angle for B4 first before we can calculate other angles. Ne? And we must write the equation first before we can actually have our final answers. So angle number B4 is unknown. The unknown angles here are only two unknown angles. It's angle number B1 angle and B4 angle, right? Okay, so let's have our equation first now. Let's do our equation. Our equation will be, because I told you guys this side, it's 180 degrees, because this line here, this line, it's not straight. The only straight line, it's D to E. Ne? So let's do our equation. Equation will have our B4 angle plus 85 degrees, B4 angle plus 85 degrees equals to 180 degrees. So, and then we'll have our B4 So we have our B4 angle plus 85 degrees equals to 180 degrees, because we are doing one side before we can do the other side. Ne? So let's do our step number 2. Step number 2 will be our B4 angle equals to 180 degrees, subtract 85 degrees. Our final answer will be, guys, please comment your final answer. You see here, this 85, it's positive. You can see that, right? So when it moves to this side, it will turn to be our subtraction, which is our negative. Ne? So we'll have 180 minus 85 degrees. Our angle B4 will be 95 degrees, right? Perfect. And those are our 3 marks, right? Okay, so let's move on to the second one. So the second one, let's erase this. So our second one is this one, ne? This side. It's also 180 degrees because of this line segment. You can see from this point to this point, the lines are not straight. The only straight line is from D to E. Ne? From D to E, it's only our straight line. So let's do this then. From here to here, half a cycle, 180 degrees. And now we must calculate angle B1. Ne? So let's calculate angle B1. We'll have B1 angle plus 110 degrees equals to 180 degrees. And then our B1 will equal to 180 degrees, subtract 110 degrees, and our final answer will be 70 degrees. There you have your 3 marks. So now we are done. We are done with angle B1 and angle B4. So here is our B4 angle, and here will be our B1 angle. No. Okay, guys. So let me give you just a minute to calculate this one. So our line segment for this one, it's still the same from D to E. Ne? So can you please calculate angle B4? Angle B4 and comment your answers. You know, from here to here we have our half cycle, and this side again we have our half cycle, and when they combine they makes our cycle a full cycle, right? Can you please calculate? Just comment your answers. You're only doing this one. Just comment your answer for angle B4, this one here, before we can do it together. If you are done, just comment. I will see your answers. Tanisha, good, 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 good. Perfect. All right. All right. Perfect. Okay. So let's do it together, guys. Ne? So we are calculating angle B4. Ne? So when we calculate our angle B4, our line segment is from D to E. So we know this side equals to our half cycle, right? So we only have 94 degrees on our half cycle. So basically, on we can say the right hand side, we have only one value for one angle, and the other angle doesn't have its value. Ne? So let's calculate. We have our B4 angle plus 94 degrees equals to 180 degrees. And then we'll have our B4 angle equals to 180 degrees minus 94 degrees. And then our B4 will be, our B4 will be 86 degrees. That's our angle B4. Name. Perfect. And most of you got it right. I'm so impressed. Thank you guys so much, because this is last week's work. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to the next slide. So here, guys, we have to calculate the value for y. Class activity number 5, calculate the value for y. And guys, don't worry, I have the reasons for you here. Here are your corrections and everything. Ne? So do not worry. So now let's calculate our value for y. Not for 2y, for y. Ne, guys, we must get that straight. They say calculate the value for y, not calculate the value for 2y. Ne? Exactly. So we must do our equation first. Ne? And you can see that these lines are straight. Ne? So it basically means they are vertically opposite. Ne? And when they are vertically opposite, it means that vertically opposite angles are equal, right? So it means that 70 degrees is vertically opposite to 102 degrees minus 2y. So when we have our equation, we'll have 102 degrees minus 2y equals to 78 degrees. Ne? So let me show you guys. Okay, so here is it. We have our so here's it. Here's our equation. Here's our equation first. So we must simplify the equation first. So we'll have our 102 degrees minus 2y equals to 78 degrees. Ne? So this basically shows you that this side, this 102 is basically opposite. It's positive, and 2y it's negative. You can see here equals to 180 degrees. And then step number 2, we obviously have our negative 2y equals to 78 degrees minus 102 degrees. Ne? Where do we get our 102? 102 comes from here. You can see here we have our 102, and then when we move it to the other side, it becomes our subtraction because here it is positive. So when we move it to the side, it becomes negative, which is subtraction. Okay, so we'll have our 78 degrees minus 102 degrees, which will give us negative 24. And then again, we'll have our negative 2y divided by negative 2y, which will be 0, of course, and then we'll have our y. So our y will also say negative 24 divided by negative 2 will give us 12. So 12 is the value for y. Ne? 12 is not the value for 2y. Here's our 12. 12 is the value for y, it's not the value for our 2y. But to verify our answers, if we are correct or not, you can say, let's verify. Why can't we choose another color? We can choose this one. So now we are verifying our answer. Yeah. So we had 102 degrees minus 2y. Ne? Okay, so it basically means this y now equals to what? Equals to 12. So we'll have our 12 multiplied by 2, which is 24. Ne? Positive 24. Ne? So our 2y is 24. Y is 12, and our 2y is 24. So now let's subtract 102 minus 24 equals to 102 minus 24 equals to 78 degrees, So that means your answer is correct because it means that your answer is correct because when you say 102 minus 24, it gives you 78 degrees, and 78 degrees is vertically opposite to other 78 degrees. Let's go back to the question. So it means that we are correct, but because when we said 102 minus 24, it was 78 degrees. And that 78 degrees matches with this 78 degrees. They are vertically opposite, so they must be the same, right? Okay, so let's move on to number 6. Now we'll be calculating the value for R, not the value for 3R. They are asking us to calculate the value for R. But then to verify our answer, we'll do our workouts again to see if our answer is correct. And our answer for this one must be 126 because it's vertically opposite, because our lines here are straight. Ne? You can see that the lines are straight, so they are vertically opposite to each other. 120 on the side must be 120 on the side too. But on the side, we have 180 degrees minus 3r. So we must find the value for r first so that we can make them vertically opposite, make them congruent, make them the same, right? Okay. So let's move to the second one. Let's erase this. Okay, so number 6, ne? So number 6, we want the value for r, but we must write our equation first. We must write our equation first. So our equation will obviously be 180 degrees minus 3r equals to 126 degrees. Ne? Why 126 degrees? Because it's vertically opposite to 180 degrees minus 3r. And now we must find the value for our r. Ne? Okay, so when we find our value for our r, we'll have, let's simplify the equation here. 180, positive 180 minus 3r equals to 126 degrees. And this is how we do it. And our r will be 18 degrees. So let's verify our answer, guys. This is how you do it again. It's the same method, ne? The same method as this one. So we'll have our 126 minus 180 degrees, and then our answer will be negative 54, and negative 54 will divide it by negative 3, and our r will equals to 18, ne? Okay, so when we verify, let's verify now, ne? When we verify, we have our r as 18 degrees multiply by 3. The 3 we received from, you remember the 3, right? 54 multiply by 3. 18 multiplied by 3, sorry guys, equals to 54 degrees. Ne? So since it equals to 54 degrees, we must say 180 degrees, this one here, minus 54 degrees, because 3r equals to 54 degrees. Ne? So we'll have our 180 degrees minus 54 degrees, which is 126 degrees. So it basically means our answers are correct. Perfect. And I know most of you guys got this one right. So this was so let's do this one again, guys. Ne? So when we do this one, let's do number 1 first. Number 1, they say calculate the value for m. We're not calculating any value, but only calculating the value for our m. So m plus 20, basically it must give us 100 degrees. Why? Because it's vertically opposite to 100 degrees. Ne? You can see that they are vertically opposite. So our answer, when we add m plus 20, it must give us 100 degrees. So let's calculate our value for m. So we'll have m plus 20 equals to 100. Here's the equations. They did that for us. And our reason is they are vertically opposite. Sorry. So our m will be equals to 100 minus 20, and our m will equals to 80. Our m will be 80 degrees. So to verify our answer, we must say 80 plus 20. Why are we saying 80 plus 20? Because 80 basically represents is the value for m. Ne? So we have our 80 plus 20, which is 100. Correct. you see that this is how we verified, and then when we add them together, we'll get 100. It shows that we are correct. Ne? So number 2, they say calculate the value for t. Now we are calculating the value for t. Ne? So when we say 3t plus 12 degrees, it must be 66 degrees. Why? Because they are vertically opposite. They must be the same. They are congruent. They are equal. Ne? All right. So guys, for your class activity again, can you calculate the value for t before we can display it here? I'm giving you a minute just to do that, and you can just comment your answer. You don't forget, you must write the equation first. And our equation, let me give you the equation. The equation is 3t plus 12 equals to 66 degrees. Ne? So let's calculate them. I'm giving you just a minute to complete. Okay, so let me check the comments before I can do our corrections. Okay, so our t equals to 18 degrees. Ne? Perfect. Our t equals to 18 degrees. So let's do it first. 5 minutes left, guys. Is it 5? 10 minutes. 10 minutes left. So our t equals to 18 degrees. So since our t equals to 18 degrees, now we must verify our answers. Ne? Okay, what's happening? So now let's verify our answers. So we'll have our 18 multiply by 3. And that gives us 54. Ne? And then we'll have to say 12 plus 54 equals to 66 degrees. So it means that our answer is correct, because now when we add 54, which is our t, it's not our t. Our t is 18 and our 3t is 54. We said 18 multiplied by 3 equals to 54, and then we'll have to add our 12 plus 54, which is 66 degrees. Ne? So let's do the last question. 7 minutes left. Let's do the last question. Okay, let's erase here. Okay, so our last question is calculate the value for P. So when we calculate the value for P, we're not calculating the value for 2P. We are calculating the value for P only. That's the question they asked us. So our reason for number T is the angles are vertically opposite. Ne? So our equation here for T, so it means that, guys, the answer here we will get here must be 108 degrees. Why? Because they are vertically opposite. They must be the same. They must be equal. The degrees must be the same. So let's do it together. The last question. Our last question will have 3P. Let's change the color. 3P, not 3P, sorry. We'll have our 2P plus 30 degrees equals to 108. So we can see that this is definitely positive. So we'll have our 2P equals to 108, subtract 30 degrees. our 2p equals to 78 degrees, and then 78 divide by 2, and this one again divide by 2. Okay, we don't have space. Let's make a line here. So our p will be 39 degrees. So our p equals to 39 degrees. Ne? So when we verify our answer, we must do our calculations first. Ne? So let's verify our answer. We'll have 2 multiply. Guys, can you verify the answer and tell me the value of 2p, not the value of p, because we've already found out the value of p. So can you say the value of 2p there in the comments? Okay, perfect. So let's do it together. We have 39 as our p. 39 multiply by 2, which is 78 degrees, right? So that's our 2p in brackets. That's our 2p, and then we'll have 78 degrees plus 30 degrees equals to 108 degrees. So it basically means our answer is correct. Ne? Okay, guys. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, guys. So for your home activity, and guys, can you please drop your email addresses on the comment section? Can you please do that? Please, 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 please. Because I feel like we don't have enough time here to explain everything. Ne? So for your home activity, can you please answer number 2 and number 1.1. So last week, guys, I showed you how to construct your vertically opposite angle. Ne? Can you please go back to that video and check how you need your protractor to construct your own vertically opposite angle using your own measurements. You must make sure the vertically opposite angles are equal, the same measurements and everything, only the vertically opposite angle, and you must form 4 angles. That's our number 1.1. And for our number 1.2, you will calculate the missing values for our angles. And can you please leave your email so that I can send you quite few things. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you again tomorrow. And for tomorrow's lesson, we'll be doing parallel lines cut by transversal. Can you please visit the links? Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Please tell your friends to come and join us. Please, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Here's the links and everything. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you again tomorrow. Okay, let's check the scores before we can discontinue. Let's check the scores for the games before we can discontinue. So where is our game? Okay, let's check before we can end our lesson. Okay, we have Peters, Bob. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for participating, and your marks are really high. I'm so impressed. Thank you guys so much. Let's see if, okay, only one person was not able to finish, which is totally fine, guys. Tell your friends to join our game and just play. Ne? Thank you so much. Peters, Bob, Gavenda, thank you so much, guys. You can see your scores here, right? Yes. Bye, Danki. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.